This object is, here it is in a different type of scope. I'm letting you look at it from different types of color schemes, contrasts, exposure, etc. If you would look at this, you would assume that it's some sort of a balloon or something interesting or whatever, right? Fair enough. As things go on, things start to get a little bit more, a little bit more interesting. First off, and this is a guy that wants me to upload things directly on the computer. I know that. I will do that eventually when I have enough time. Please stop asking me to do that. Thank you. In this case here, this is not really... if it's a balloon, it's a really wacky one. Let's leave it at that, okay? All right, let's just go ahead and hit continue. Now, what we're looking for is every time we want to see different type of shape and pattern distortions, we want to see, did this change in density? Is this changing in density? And believe me, balloons can do that. I get it. Is it not changing in density? Right now we've got these 3 lights in the back. And I want you to look at these strings here. It was about 10 to 15 mile an hour winds. This object was flying directly over my house for 30 minutes. I was not able to film it for 30 minutes. My cameras malfunctioned, and it took me 30 minutes or so to find other cameras to use to try to film this for you guys. It's like Skinwalker Ranch is coming to my place now or something. This is ridiculous. So let's go ahead and just hit slow motion and let it do its thing. And as you can see, the actual, the actual rope never swirls or bends in the wind, and it was probably, I don't know, 10, 15,000 feet in the air. So this is not, this ribbon rope or anything that this thing is tied to. It's an illusion. I'm already going to go on record and tell you that this is not a normal balloon. Just aliens can create fake planes, fake black helicopters. George Knapp always talks about that with Bob Lazar. I've seen all these holographic planes. Some of them are our technology, but mostly they're aliens, and they do it with balloons too. Okay? Here's a darker image. What do I notice? Dark roof, bottom roof, like a Pinocchio nose coming out of here. You're going to see that string, or whatever that pole is, it's never going to deviate from that position. It's just not. It's going to be like a gigantic cement pole or a steel pole. Okay. Okay. So this is weird. Okay. We're just going to step back for a second, and I want you to picture this for, you're out and about, right? You're doing your thing, and you look in the sky, and it looks like you have some sort of a rat helmet, mask on, and somebody who's like an Oompa Loompa is casually sitting on a pole that doesn't bend in its anti-gravity, and it enjoys staring into the sun. That's what it looked like. It honestly reminded me of like a witch or some sort of, being that was sitting on an anti-gravity pole. So to me, this is not a UFO. This is an actual entity that's flying over my house. This is not CGI. This is 100% real. Now you can see that it's turning, or it's going another direction. Here's some other models of it, different, you know. And now it's going somewhere else. And as you can see, this is more of like a high density platform. Okay. And then you've got this image where now it's facing the other direction. Okay, now what we're looking at is we want to see, has anything changed in terms of dimension? Yes, there is an extra piece of an entity here. Okay, that was not there before. That's a little side, weird, blue looking balloon object that's see-through. This is definitely a shape-shifting object. I think it's an entity. I'm not God. I don't know all the answers, but imagine seeing that in the sky. Again, that rope and whatever, that rope that balloons get tied to, they don't fly like that. They don't fly like it's a big piece of steel. So we're going to analyze this. Okay, it's definitely changing now. Yeah, there's no argument about that. It's definitely changing. So now it's like this thing turned around, and you can like almost really honestly see a face right here. And then of course this here, I don't look at that anymore as like possibly being rope for a balloon. No, balloons don't look like that. I look at that differently, as some sort of slice in the fabric of reality, and somebody sitting on the edge of it and just wearing a top hat and having a good time, or being the Mad Hatter and Alice in Wonderland. I don't know. But it does appear to be some sort of like image where this person has turned around to look at me. Here is the new image when I put the resolution high. And I'm glad it shows it this way, because it does look like, to me, like here's the head, here's the arm, here's an arm, and you can see like a leg or something, and it's on its stomach. And then these would be its like wings. Now I'm not going to call it Bijou like Dr. Greer does. I'm not going to make up stupid names just so I sound like I'm cool and I know what I'm talking about. So that is a complete shape-shifting 180. It does a 180. It does a complete 180. You know, it starts at a certain other location, slow motion, and then it's going to go slow motion, dummy, and then it's going to go and face this way now. And that is not normal. Okay? That is not normal. That's not how balloons behave. Now we're looking at this. Okay? So now this consistent wire is a little bit different now. I'm going to show you something interesting. It's actually has a very light silhouette of almost a light disc. Okay, but this is the platform that this thing is associated with. So I believe this is a tear in a simulated reality fragmentation. And that's where the animation of the shape-shifting abilities comes from. The tear of this reality, and or the platform in which our physics no longer exist in this reality, because this is in its own platform, its own bubble. It looks like you have two entities now. You have two entities. So just imagine you're going home and you see this in the sky. You know, are you really going to say, wow, that's a great balloon? Like, this guy's practically on fire. I'm being dead serious when you look at it from, like, you know, a real imagery standpoint. And then you look, you got a retarded grimace in the background, and you got this weird thing in the bottom here that blends in with the sky, but looks like it's a giant, I don't know, bent baseball bat that could kill you in one swing. Okay, let's go. I take my time when I do these, guys. I don't rush it, so sorry if you're bored. Um, and now you have this very interesting snake-like effect. Let me push this out, okay? And you have, and I want it like this. Sorry, guys, I hope you're not being annoyed. I want it like this so I can see kind of where, what is going on with this. Like, I'm mixing up the different types of contrast and exposure because there's things that are operational here. Again, you had that cut in that fabric in the reality. This is not balloons. Balloons don't look like that. These are structures that could have entities tied into them, right? But these structures are hollowed, to which their particles are more like aerosol particles that can float and mimic and create and shapeshift themselves because they're not a physical, real, virtual particle. It's an aerosol particle. Another image of it. Here it is from a distance. Okay, so, we can all argue about this. We can say, yeah, this is definitely, a balloon. I don't think so at all. I think this has changed enough to where, no. I mean, again, just try to imagine going home and driving and being like, oh, cool, honey, look at that. Isn't that wonderful? Yeah, good luck. Good luck with that one. Now we have more structural change. And at this point, guys, it's not a balloon. Okay. Now you have 3 illuminated objects here. Okay. Hey, why did it do that? I want the other one. Okay. As you can see here, here's that pillar. And these are always lit up somehow. And then you have shape-shifting going over here. It's almost like a guy in a banana suit. But really, it's a face. And this is like another face. And this is what it looks like from a distance. It's like almost like a 2-headed monster type thing that's going on here. You feel me? So again, you're parking into your parking lot, and you're with your kids, your family, and it's like, nobody's really gonna go up there and or look up there and say, wow, what a really wonderful balloon that is. That's great. In the imagery, you have some sort of a statue-like face here, and then this one is a face that is somehow made out of a gaseous cloud, and they're connected on a platform. And again, they're in the tear of the fabric of reality. Okay, so now they have shapeshifted again. So the argument is just the balloon is out the damn window. Okay, we're not going to talk about that anymore. So if you're a balloon fan, you may want to get off this channel then, because I'm done with it. This shows you the skeletal image of what's going on. And again, with 4th dimensional shape-shifting objects, there always seems to be some sort of heat source or some sort of high output energy source, like what this yellow is. And then when it changes, it has a weird skeletal structure around it. What is wrong with my fit? I got a $700 phone, and it's like I can't even like zoom in anymore without doing all these stupid colors. How is this red? There it is. So that's what it looked like. So it looks like a man that would be like somebody that would be like, the Wicked Witch of the West boyfriend, but gay friendly because it's wearing a rainbow vest. I don't know. So it's using this tear into the reality, attaching it to that mechanism, and then it's creating multiple faces again. Totally shape-shifting. One face is over there, one face is over there. If you go this way, again, nothing is ever really permanent in this, because when it shape shifts, it seems like the particles and the vaporization trails always are vague, and they're not very determined, and they don't look like they're permanent at all, because they know they're going to change again. So again, here's another shape shifting anomaly, and right there now they just went from looking this way to that way. So here again is this tool that they use. This is totally necessary for these entities to do whatever they're doing. Totally 100% necessary. And there it is, okay? And they're straddling this bench, and they got lights here and stuff like that. And then there's a shadow figure in the back. Looks like it's waving hi to me. That's hi. And that's it. So there you go. Let me just add a little bit. And this is what it would look like if you were going home. Honey, cool is that? What's that look like? Huh? I don't know. It did give very bright, luminescent type of almost miniature explosions of growing. And that was from sun reflection. And it also gave beautiful type of, rainbow colors too. In this case here, you almost see like, here's that special wand that they sit on and use on, but now it's like a cocoon or some sort of case with these lights sticking out, and there's something coming out in the back. Very strange, isn't it? So I've seen balloons, and this is not what balloons do. And I was pretty close to this. Now in this case here, you've got something shooting out this way. That's what it looks like from a skeletal standpoint, and that's what it looks like in real time. I wish I could have got it sooner, guys, but my equipment was not working. Now it does a wraparound. So now you have this weird twisted type image where one is going around the other, and again, everything is on that lead tear, or that tear in this environment, that stick, whatever you want to call it. And then these two things are swirling together, merging together, almost like a snail. See the snail-like feature there? Now it's gone this way. It's just not a balloon. I don't think I need to go into too much detail about this anymore. And then there you go. Here's another, phase change structural image, imagery that's totally reconfigured the shape, size, image of this thing. And it was not going very fast. And this thing felt like, to me, that it was a entity more than a UFO. I felt like I was looking at a being. And then here's one of these balloon ups where it lit up from the sun, and it caused this type of an explosion reaction. Here's that, again, that tear in the fabric of reality connected to this. And then here you go, you got this weird black image in the back, and then you've got this weird pumpkin thing in the front. The black image in the back seems to be pretty consistent. Now you have this image. It's almost like they're making some sort of puppet or a mask or something to make us, laugh. Because it looks like a human's face with like a goatee and a beard. And then, of course, it's like opening its mouth now. Yeah, it's just, it honestly reminded me of like looking at an alien, not a UFO. Now this is bending around, and by doing this, it's creating more bizarre type of faces and things. It just kind of increased in size drastically with different texture and colors. Yeah, there's another weird one too. If you guys think it's a balloon, that's fine. I don't really care. I've never seen a balloon act like that before, but that looks like a plant, but again, like some sort of alien sitting on the top of it. And now it's going by my rooftop. So what did I do? When I went to my rooftop, I shot up the image as soon as I possibly could so I could at least get the image back into my frame again. And creepily enough, it really does look like it's some sort of an entity that's there. And you can actually see a face. So strange, it's just so strange. All right, kids, I'm home. There it is. So here it is from far away. So it's very easy to look at that and say, yeah, that's probably a balloon. But then when you look at it closer, it's like, boy, that's some really strong rope they have there, right? It's just something's off. And then when it gets closer, it's like, oh, cool, this thing has Christmas ornaments on it, and it's got a dragon head, and this thing is like transparent here, and it's just, what the hell is that? It's not a balloon. It's a fake balloon. And then here it is. So it's the first time that I honestly felt that I was actually filming an entity, a real entity, not a UFO. I felt like this thing was a shape-shifting being that was alive. Here's another face. Got eyes and a big mouth, and now this pole back here, it's got a mohawk. It's almost like they're having a good time laughing at us or something. I don't know. It's one of the craziest things I've ever filmed in my life. And now, of course, it's shapeshifted into something else. Now it's like a bouquet of flowers for Mother's Day or something. And then I lose it again. It wasn't my fault. It flew out of my range. This was pretty cool. This is a side profile of a lady. And as you can see, here's hair, and I guess she has a goatee. Of course, that's the weird thing that tears the fabric, and you have flowers in her hair. And, it looks like a side profile of a lady. And then, of course, everything gets switched over backwards. And now it's like you got this like weird angel baby lady that's right there with the face. And she's squatting down. And, of course, you got that black demon in the back. And, of course, they got a nice, beautiful pole that they're going to do a pole dance on or something. And then, of course, they switched that around. And, of course, now the lady's chopped in half. And that the black demon guy is there, and there's an arm here. It's just, whatever. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying. I have no idea. I know what to tell you guys, okay? I do the best I can. All right, this whole thing was just absolutely crazy. Usually when I'm filming it, I from my experience, I usually have an idea what's going on. in this case, I don't know. I've never seen anything like this in my life. I mean, I don't know. It just felt like there were, that it was not normal, put it that way, and not floating correctly and not functional, and just did all these different shapes. And like this, for example, it would spit out this certain type of electrical magnetic energy. And you can see it right here. See how that lights up? Where did that come from? That wasn't there before, but you can see it. It interacts with the surrounding environment. How does it do that? That was not there before, and it's in a couple of other images. And that's the other one I'm going to show you. And this is really weird. So let me get this back into normal format. This is going to be an ant that flies through my frame, not a bird, an ant. And when it does, this is not a bird. Quite frankly, I was shocked to see anything fly in my frame that was the same pixelization quality as that. Meaning that, do you see that fuzziness? Well, how the hell did that replicate that? This thing was thousands of feet in the air. So that's just not the way things work. That does not happen. And that in itself looks like a gray alien orb or some sort of, device. And I'm going to show you something. As you can see, it's like it bent its head and now it's got something it's holding. This is a mess. And you're going to see this thing fly right past it, and it's going to chop off part of its leg. Watch this guy's leg. Okay, there it is. So this thing's coming. Okay. It's coming. All right. No ifs, ands, buts about that. It's coming, right? It's coming. Now, when you look at texturing, these colors match exactly the same colors it has on its head. What is that? A stealth bomber eagle weapon? Did they take an eagle and make it into a stealth fighter? Okay, that's not a bird, and that'll never be a bird. All right? That is going to go here, and it's going to rip a piece of this entity body off. It's going to take part of its mass off. Watch. See? Now it's bigger. And now this has less material. Watch it again in slow motion. See? UFO Mike Cody does his homework. There we go. Boom. His part of his leg's missing. He loses a piece of its leg. The thing ran in there and took its part of its leg away. Not all of it. Didn't like kill it. It was not like Jaws or anything, but it did enough damage. And that is not a bird. You see? So this thing anticipated that. It has the same color. It has the same function. Let's take a look at the other side. It is part of the same structural family. It has a very ghostly type of background in terms of illumination and power source. And even when you go deep black, it shows blue in here. And if you do medium contrast and you go from a distance, it matches it perfect. That's not a bird. It's never going to be a bird. So what did this do? It took part of its material away from it. Why? I don't know. You're going to have to email that thing that took it and ask it later. Here it's coming. So that's also proof that it's not balloons. People don't shoot stealth fake eagle birds at balloons for fun of it. Did you see it? Did you see a piece of the mast leave? Where is the bird now? I got it. I nailed it. You can't even tell where it is because the bird, or that thing that flew in, which I've never seen a shape like that before, blends in with this thing perfectly. In fact, this is like a poodle dog now. Oh, never mind. It's like a Chucky clown. I'm sorry. It's late at night. I'm exhausted. Yeah. Now watch. Pay attention to this because you're going to see some of its body missing at the end. So that thing was a piece of this balloon factory here. You ready? Missing its whole side of its leg. And that thing's gone. Here's the first image of it. I couldn't believe when that thing flew by my frame. I'm like, how could somebody fly in my frame that clear, that far out? Boom. And what does this thing do when it goes by? It pulls from this force and takes some of that with it. That will never be a bird in a million years. Oh, that's real time, by the way. I'm sorry. Let me show it to you in real time. Yeah, that's fun. Birds don't go that fast either. Super bird.